They don't do for real. And my bitch got ass out, but I promise that this stress is real.
So today we're talking about marriage. We love to see it, man. So the other day on IG, which follow me on IG at FloMein YT, I asked y'all, are y'all planning on getting married? And how much was it? 81% of y'all said yes. Oh, y'all 81% finna get violated today. So as you can see from the title, no, not really the biggest fan of marriage. And today I'm gonna go in depth on this video on why I don't really mess with marriage like that. Dog, like being married is like having young boy in your ear 24/7. Like, why would I want to go through so much pain? So yeah, in this video I'm gonna go through 4 reasons why I think marriage is kind of pointless. And if you plan on getting married in the future, or you're already married, then, you know, don't mind me. No, don't mind me. You know, this is just my opinion. So going on to point 1, it's just a title. Like, to keep it 100, most people really are just getting married just because of the title. Like females just want to be able to bring up in conversation that they finesse 50% of their man's wealth. Like, if I break it down, like if you just break it down like to its roots, marriage is just relationship on steroids. Like, I can do, me and my couple, we could do literally everything the same as another couple that's married. Like, we could literally do the exact same thing. It's not that oh, you love your partner less if you're not married, or you love your partner more if you are married. It's not like that. That's not how it works. Like, you can love each other just as much whether you're married or not married, and that's facts, man. Like, for real, like I feel like people are putting way too much expectation to marriage, man. Like, if you're going with the mindset, if you're going into marriage with the mindset that, oh, everything's finna be sweet, everything's finna be roses and flowers and candy and all that extra fruity shit, like, dog, like, at the end of the day, you're still in just a regular relationship. The only thing different is y'all are filing a joint tax return. That's it. That's the only thing different. Like, at the end of the day, I feel like your love for that person won't grow anymore if you get into marriage. Like, the only way your love can grow is y'all, like, just figure more about each other. That's the only way, and with time too. Like, if you think you're gonna get married and you finna love that person more because y'all are married, like, I'm sorry to say, you probably shouldn't get married, to be honest, man. Like, you probably shouldn't even be in a relationship, to be honest. You need to figure yourself out, my nigga. So my second point is the legal implications. I might be the one tripping, dog. I might be the one tripping. I might be the one who's different. But to me, like, I think marriage is just too formal. Like I said before, like, marriage is just a relationship, but with a suit and tie and handcuffs. I barely wore a uniform when I was at school. Like, what makes you think I want to wear a suit and tie for a relationship? Like, I understand you might be my wife or whatever, but, like, girl, you're not that important. And also, I don't see why I need to let the government know that I plan on being with this one girl for the rest of my life. Like, I thought I was fuck 12 for life. Like, why don't y'all keep the same energy when it comes to marriage? I'm stupid. Alright, I'm gonna put y'all on game right quick, alright? So in marriage, there's this thing called a premarital agreement, aka a prenuptial agreement, aka prenups. Kind of sound like prenup. Oh, so a premarital agreement is basically a contract for a married couple or a couple that plans on getting married, and it basically, like, gives the couple the rights to overwrite the default state laws on marriage. So, like, the laws can better meet the requirements for the couple, and the couple can, like, have, like, a better marriage overall. And just in case a couple do end up getting divorced, like, it basically helps, like, regulate and manage, like, how they're gonna, like, split and everything, which is cool and all, but the thing is, it's kind of expensive. How expensive, you might be asking? Well, I'm glad you asked. It could be anywhere from $2,000 to $7,500 just for a premarital agreement. And on top of that, there's this thing called a postmarital agreement, which is basically the same thing as a premarital agreement, but the thing is, a premarital agreement is before marriage, and a postmarital agreement is for after marriage, in case, like, the couple wants to, like, update the laws and, like, they want to change things up. And because marriage is a lifelong thing, like, there's a likelihood that a couple wants to, like, change things during their marriage. And the thing is, the lowest cost for a post-marital agreement is like around $10,000 just to update the laws on the marriage. Hold on. You trying to tell me that I need to pay the government tens of thousands of dollars just to make rules in my relationship, which people that aren't even married can do that shit for free? Oh, nah, I'm going to pass on that. Yeah, y'all got it on that. Like, I'm out. All right, so my next point is the financial difficulties. Although post-marital and premarital agreement can technically fall into this category, we're not even finna mention those. We're just gonna move that to the side. All right, so it's no secret that marriage, the whole process of marriage is expensive. Like, for example, weddings. Like, I understand wedding day is probably like arguably like one of the most important days of your life, which is also unfortunate because it's gonna be the most expensive day probably in your life. Because like the average cost for weddings in America is $33,000. $33K, man. And according to Credit Karma, about 20% of people go into debt from either planning or attending marriages. So now y'all are finally married and also in debt, and y'all better be prepared to get more in debt because y'all about to get divorced. So now you gotta cough up more money because the girl you thought you was finna be with for the rest of your life was actually playing you as a fool. And the cost for getting a divorce can be anywhere from around $15,000 depending on what state you in. So the average married couple net worth is around $34,000, right? And the average single person's net worth is around $11,000, right? Okay, good. So now the average divorced man's net worth is around $8,000, and the average net worth of a divorced woman is around $3,400. So that joint finna leave your pockets more broke than your heart. Like, I'm just say here, man. I'm just keeping it 100. I'm just say right here. If you're a man and you have a business, right, that you built by yourself from the ground up, you have a business, and then you married to your wife, right, and y'all get divorced, she's going to try to finesse a big bag off your business. Let's just keep it real. She's going to try to finesse a big bag. Like, we have seen this time and time and time again, man. Like look, for example, look at Dr. Dre and his wife, man. Like the bitch was trying to finesse $2 million per month. Like, bro, I already hate being in conflict, and now I have to pay millions of dollars on top of that. Like, dog, I might as well just die. So my next point, and also my last point, which also kind of like piggybacks from like my last point that I just made, and that point is divorce. So according to my source, right, about 50% of marriages in America end in divorce, and also about like 65% of second marriages also ended in divorce. One thing about marriage that's always been in the back of my mind is divorce, and like how you can invest so much time and so much effort and so much money into someone just for it not to work out in the end. Like that could be really scary. And like, really, everything was just placed in perspective. Everything was just placed in perspective right in front of me. Like, I don't want to get too personal on this, but like, you know, I'm gonna just put it out there. Everything was just put into perspective right in front of me when I saw my parents get divorced. Like, after I saw my parents get divorced, dog, like that really turned me off from marriage. So at this time they have already like separated, but like they're still in like the process of getting divorced, and they were just like going back and forth at each other in my ear, just like come to me basically telling me about how this person wronged them, and another one just come to my ear saying, oh, this person wronged me like this. Basically both of them going back and forth in my ear, and like it really just made me look at like marriage, even relationships. It really just made me look at marriage and relationships as differently. Even though my parents divorced years ago, they're still like going through like lawsuits and like all these lawsuits and things till now, like till this day. And like I can sometimes see like the stress in my dad's eyes. Like I can sometimes see like how stressed out he be, like how like, you know, like I can just see like the fatigue in his eyes and everything. And as a man, bro, I don't think I ever want to go through that, bro. I don't think I ever want to go through that, especially with the person that's supposed to be the love of my life or whatever. I don't think I ever want to go through that ever, man. I'm not saying my mom is wrong or whatever. I'm not saying like she's wrong or anything, but I'm just saying like, damn, like, dog, like I don't ever want to like see a man go through that. Like, especially me as a man, I'm going through that with the person that I love the most or supposed to love the most. Like, it can really like mess up a man's mind. It truly can. It mess up anyone's mind, not even just a man. It can really just mess up anyone's mind. And after all the financial, mental, emotional, and physical stress of getting divorced, you just expect me to just move on to another person? Like, nah, dog. Like, I'm done. Nah, I'm done with that. After the first person don't work, if the first person don't work, then I'm just never just gonna. It's never gonna happen, man. Like, no. That's like you getting cancer from like smoking crack or whatever, and your solution to that is, hey, let me smoke cigarettes instead. And according to this other source of mine, it says children that have seen their parents go through divorce are more likely to go through divorce themselves in the future than just regular people. I'm not too sure how true this is, but just to further prove my point, I'm gonna just say it's true. So according to this source, I'm more likely to get divorced than the next person. So like, I'm already at a disadvantage, bro. Like, cause I see my parents get divorced, I'm more likely to get divorced myself. So in conclusion, man, it's not that I despise the idea of marriage. It's more like I despise the things that can come from marriage, especially in this country. Like, I just have so little faith in people, like in people in general, about them being themselves, them being like the girl that I fell in love with, her being that exact same self for the rest of her life. And I also have very little faith in myself about me not having anxiety about getting divorced when I'm married. So it's really more like the fear of divorce, to be honest, is why I think marriage is pointless. Like, the idea of investing everything I have, all the money, all the time, all my emotions and everything, being completely open with myself, like the idea of investing so much to build this empire just to see it all crumble down, like dog, that's scary, man. Like, I'm just so afraid of just having a deep connection with someone and just at the end having to deal with the battle scars and having to deal with the aftermath that just comes with marriage. That means like lawsuits, child support if you have children, God forbid, and also just being divorced, like the mental and just physical distress and financial stress too. Like, just all the stress that just comes with the aftermath of marriage, man. Like, nah, man. Like, I don't know with all that. And I know that isn't the right way of viewing marriage. Like, I know that isn't the right way of viewing really any situation too. Because, like, the law of attraction exists, man. Like, whatever you think is what you're going to manifest. So according to the law of attraction, if I think that my marriage is going to fail due to my fear of the consequences of divorce, then basically I'm going to be bringing that into real life, man. And this fear and this insecurity comes from like my lack of trust in people when it comes to such heavy bonding. And like, I mean, I'm part of people too. I feel like I'm more of like a midfield type of person, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I'm not really too like much at the back end, because it's gonna feel like you're not even trying. And I'm also not in the front line, because that can be really risky and taxing, and if you don't play your cards correctly, that's not gonna last either. And also, again, like, I feel like most people are also midfielders too, because like I said, 50% of marriage end in the divorce. And a lot of people don't want anything too serious either, because, you know, it's too serious. Like, so serious to the point where it's not even enjoyable. It's just pure intensity. And I know what the argument is going to be like. I know the argument is going to be like, oh, but marriage is the ultimate form of partnership, and it shows your true affection to another person, and it shows how down and how committed you are to being with that person for the rest of your life, and that you're not playing no games with anyone else, that you're only stuck on this one person, and it shows that you are seriously committed, which is somewhat true. Like, if I feel like I'm giving the same amount of love, the same amount of attention, same amount of energy, the same amount of like the communication skills the same, and without all the extra BS of marriage, opposed to another person, like another couple that's married and they have the same amount of everything but they're just married, like, I don't see why I need to be married. Like, I don't see the point of me being married. But hey, don't be me, man. Have more faith in your partner. Have more faith in marriage. or don't. I don't really care. But though, for real, definitely be honest with yourself. Like, definitely be for real with yourself, and also be open too. Be open to all the opportunities that life has for you. If you want all the things I listed before, like legal implications, financial difficulties, getting divorced, then go ahead, go get married. But all BS aside though, if you truly feel like you want to take it to the next level with your partner, you know, you're ready, you're down for that commitment, you know, you have everything in the bag, you want to just take everything to the next level, and you want to show the ultimate, like you really want to show like you are really down for your partner, for whatever that's your ride or die or whatever, then you should definitely consider being married. Like, y'all should definitely consider marriage. But just be careful with that, man. Be careful with all the things that come with that, and just be prepared. I mean, who am I to say that you really shouldn't, like, get married or whatever, man? Like, I'm just a 17-year-old kid who hasn't even started paying bills yet. So, like, obviously, like, I haven't really lived much of life. But, like, you know, do whatever you want. Like, you don't have to agree with me. And maybe in the future I might change my mind. Maybe in the future I might not be as insecure. I might, you know, change what I think about marriage. Maybe in the future. Maybe not, man. But for the meantime, I don't see why I should do better. Anyways, thank you for watching. Bye.